I had a sense that when you came and started observing, that there's something that I can be saying at the end of my encounter that would be helpful. And so I started asking about the very basics of what they were here for. Aspirin, heart attack, sulfonylureas for hypoglycemia, and what will you do if this happens? And what I found was a lot of times there was nothing that they would say. And so I was like, well, I better repeat this. And so that was where I first started with this. I would say, do you understand this? Or do you understand what I mean by this? And I would get a yes. But at many times I would find that they didn't really follow or understand what that was. But what I learned was that they didn't really know what I was talking about then, especially if they come to the emergency room with sugar of 30, hypoglycemia. And so just learning from that in hindsight, I learned that I have to be able to convey this in a better way. But what better way than saying, what does this medicine do for you? Oh, it lowers my sugar. What can it do too well? It can make me too low a sugar. And so if you ask over and over within the confines of the time that you have, it's pretty amazing to see that they can not teach themselves, but you can guide them to the answer that'll save their life. I think I wasn't lax about teaching. I really love it, but I don't think I was as effective because I wasn't as, I like to give the information and feel good, okay, I taught that patient well. But now when they get back to me and say, yeah, I understand what to do for this, it's very nice to know. I think it's a component of caring that people know he made me say this and I wasn't just passively sitting there while the doctor said everything. When you came and observed, I think I was a little bit, what am I supposed to be doing here? But then I realized that after you talk about hypertension, ask a question. After you talk about diabetes, ask a question. And then maybe an acute problem, ask a question there. I think it's very good to do versus, but you have to force yourself to say, do you understand that? And instead of saying that, okay, what will you do if this, if you start to get a sore throat that doesn't stop? You know it because you say it all the time, but you don't know that they would know not to stop the medicine and call. I like to think that we're all lifelong learners and teachers. And before Teach Back, I thought I was pretty effective. Like when I would see my patient, I thought I was on it. And I think that after having seen the material, that I'm a lot better now than I had been then. I know that I'm getting the teaching done versus before where I thought I was, but we can all do better.